The Bureau said we were going to get 500 mil of rain this weekend, and while it is slightly cloudy, I've seen nothing this morning other than enough to make a couple of puddles. So I think we're going to be right. So an update, I'm a moron. So this is the coupe loom with it in the car. It's basically hanging in like that. So I just couldn't see the two plugs that come off the body, come off for the body loom I should say. So that's less of a problem, but still an problem. Otherwise the rest of it that's sort of okay. But in speaking to my mate Clayton, who runs Progressive Motorsport, certified qualified auto electrician, and he said there's a lot of people on the internet that have run it off the old Excel 1.5 litre loom, which is this one here. They've just sort of swapped sensors over and botched it to make it work and then spliced the wires outside of that. And he said try and do that because that makes it easier and then we can retain these two plugs on it. But he said he can wire that into the factory, not the factory, he can wire that into an aftermarket Haltech or something like that, an aftermarket computer. And that'll probably be a lot quicker and a lot more, well, it will be a lot quicker. And it might be more cost effective too, because I can find some deals on aftermarket computers on Marketplace for 300 bucks. And he said by the time you pay for the labour to figure out where the wires come off and go on the coupe loom and then sort of swap the plugs over and make it work for that, it'd be the same price, just about regardless, to then wire in a new computer because he said he can do that in an hour. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's the new focal point. We're going to be trying to swap sensors over and make this 1.5 loom work on the 1.8. So that means what we do now is figure out the main differences, which is basically everything on the outside of the engines. These are the two we're working with. That's the 1.8, 1.6, 1.5, sorry. So ignore the gearbox because I'm putting the 1.5 gearbox on it. That means basically I can retain all those mounts and stuff, and it makes it easier to put in, so I don't have to swap drive shafts over. Okay, differences. Number one, the fuel filter line, as in the fuel intake line. I can see if I can swap that over. No, I can't swap that over. I might be able to swap that over. I reckon I can, basically that goes to the top of the fuel filter. I'd rather keep the Excel one, so I might be able to just unbolt that from there, swap it onto that one there, that one there, and have it come out, because right now that looks like that for that fuel filter, so that won't work for me. That might. Coils are different. I might be able to bolt them on, but I'm going to get a new coil anyway because the plugs are routed and different. What else we got? Don't know yet with the throttle cable if it's going to be crazy different. Just thinking, I wonder if I can swap the throttle bodies over, but no, I definitely can't do that. So for that, I guess we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get there and hope it adjusts out. I can't swap the intake manifold over. The idle control valve's different. So this is an old school one there, and it's a very new school on that one. I say new school, as new school was the 1990s get. So I'll have to play with those plugs. It's a vacuum line that I have modified. What else have we got? That's the map sensor on this particular one, which is wildly different to that one. But we can try and make that work. The leads are the same, I know that for a fact because I've used them on all the other different cars before. The engine mount's the main one. A lot of people on the internet have said if you get the engine mount that came out of a single cam 1.5, you can sort of make it work by re-drilling holes and crap. This one here, but I'm not super confident with that because it's not solid. It's just got the spaces that go up through it. So I'll show you the difference. Basically, see the bolt holes there. You slide this one over to put it on top, and they're the wrong way around. Where do you go with that now? I don't really care. It'll be too hard anyway. I hope the exhaust just bolts on, that'd be great. Thermostat housings, they're a bit different. This is the 1.8. That's the same hose, but that's obviously different, and so is that one compared to this thermostat housing, which has them both coming off the same one. I might get lucky, I might just be able to swap the whole housing across to that one. That would make my life easier. The main reason I want to do that is because the water temp sensor's in different spots. I feel like that would be the sensor for the dash, and that'll be the sensor for the computer. Because we have a similar thing on this 1.5, you got that one there, and you got the one. I think it's the same plug, to be honest, but it goes through that side, and then comes around to the back of the head and goes in through there. So I might be able to make that work. Hello, Spider. What else is there? Starter motor wiring should be the same. I can make that work. What else have we got? It's leaking oil from somewhere. Where's that leaking oil? Possibly the rear main seal. I should get gearbox seals while I'm going. That'd be a smart thing to do. Where's that coming from? Not the rocker cover gasket. I wonder if that's the front main seal. Could be a camshaft seal. For context, I've done all this. So I've already done a timing belt and this, that, and the other on it. This was clean, I'm fairly sure. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's the other thing. That's the cam ankle sensor over here on this one. So we're looking at it from this way. It's pretty different being up over in the top right corner compared to coming over here and finding it under here on the back right corner on the other side of the head. So yeah, that's another challenge that we're going to work with. Worst case, we'll just join some wires together. It's going to be tricky. Stuff it, let's give it a crack. Well, on a positive note, the injector plugs just go straight on, so they're not different. What else have we got? That one there. You know, that one I can't remember. I can't remember that one either. Actually, I feel like they go to the chassis somewhere. No, they don't. That one's the knock sensor. That one needs to go somewhere down here. But where? You see, I just don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, we'll come to here. That's map sensor. The next one across is idle control, which is definitely that one. So I've got to make that go onto that, which I'm just too short for. So good. What's next? We have that one, which will be throttle position. Nice. One more. Those two would be coolant temp. We'll cross that bridge, see if I can swap that over. That one there, that would be cam angle. So that's the one we've got to try and figure out how to put over to the other side. That one. You see, I don't know. Oh, that goes to the gear. Does that go to the gearbox? You know, I think it does. But then also, I don't think it does. It definitely doesn't. Where does that one go? What does that one do? All these questions. No answers. I have an idea. Here's one I prepared earlier. So. Oh yeah. That's right, because the knock sensor's down here in these ones. No, it's not. That's the crank angle sensor. Far out. Okay, crank angle sensor. And it's got the watts that goes to there. It's got the cam angle sensor there. Ah, it's the plug for the coil. You idiot! Right, we're back here. So these two, they go around the front to crank angle and oil pressure. And thankfully they're in the correct spots on these ones. Oh, this is not easy, one-handed. Helps if I put it on the right way. Right. This one has to stretch around. Oh, that looks yum inside. To that. So that's happy days. That clearly goes somewhere. Okay, we're just about ready to vibe. I've decided I can't be bothered swapping the thermostat housings over because that 1.8 still got a relatively new thermostat in it. So what I'm going to do, this little plug should just pop out. Can't even see it. Where am I looking? There you go. The one I've got my screwdriver on here. That should pop out as soon as I release that. Oh yes. It's very oily because of course it is. It's a old 90s Hyundai. There we go. So that releases that plug from there. And then all I have to do is break that off there. Oh. Come on. I don't like the sound of that. It's right, still gonna work. Now, all I need to do is... Which way does it slide on? Probably that way. Yes, boss. And then that goes up there. I need to put this down. Yes. Bit of tape around that, that'll hold in. There we go. Plugged in, and what I'll do is I'll just extend. I say extend the wire, all I'm going to do is put a spade terminal on a little bit of red wire. Take it from that one onto that one. And Bob's your uncle.